All right, what's up, you guys? UFO Proof here. Hopefully, I'm live. Hopefully, you guys still aren't waiting. Will MC. Sorry if I made you guys wait for long. I've been having some issues with going live on YouTube, so hopefully this shit's working now. So it's just gonna have to give me a minute. Hopefully, this is all. This is all going live. I have no idea. It seems to be broadcasting, but there again, I have not a fucking clue. All right, so that looks good. Okay, I'll lower that. And well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to see your guys' comments, so everything's kind of slow. I've been having all these issues with fucking YouTube Live, and so you're gonna have to just bear with me for just a second. Here we go. Okay, now I can see. Hey, Kyle, you're live. What up, QVid? What up, Dennis? What up, Michael? How you guys doing? All right, I'm having some issues. Let me see if I can get this stupid thing to minimize. There we go. All right, and I think that's all good. So let me pause that. Hey, Clay, why are you cool, man? Hell yeah, I'm cool as shit. I don't know why exactly, but I definitely am. That I could tell you for sure, man. So anyway, I've been trying to go live. Been having issues with it. I tried to go live a little while ago, a couple days ago. Have not been able to. So I'm glad I'm able to get this shit up. Let me get the link in here because this is a Google Hangouts. So Q, if you want to hop on here, anybody else. Today's discussion is really whatever the fuck you guys want to come up with, man. Because I didn't even know if I'd be able to go live. So. And I'm sorry if there's a fucking delay on everything, you guys. Shit's really slow. So that's that's what we got to deal with. All right, so okay, so I can see your comments, and there's the link right there in the comment section of YouTube if you guys want to come in and join the conversation on fucking God knows what. Normally we talk about UFOs and aliens and ancient aliens, advanced civilizations, advanced sciences, stuff like that. So feel free to jump in with any subject, you guys, because literally I had no idea this would even start today, dude. I tried it the past couple days, it didn't fucking work. So but I missed everybody. I want to come on here and I like, hopefully I will be able to be going live all the time soon if everything works out the way I want. What up, Q? How you doing, brother?
Hey.
Oh, you know what? Hang on, I gotta turn my fucking speakers
Let me just
up.
turn YouTube down. There we
All
go.
right, say something. There we go.
I'm not doing so bad, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm a little fucking pissed that I can't go live. I've been having issues with it. There we go. Let me try to adjust that a little bit. What up, Shockwave? Yeah, other than that, having a baby girl, fucking awesome, but as for the UFO world, I just put out a video, guy who had a UFO sighting on December 27th. Did you see that, Q?
Was that the one with the two lines?
Yes, that video. Yes, that video with the two cigar-shaped UFOs.
Yeah, I
Now, the
wasn't.
very first video, very first video, okay, where the guy's on the road. You know what I'm talking about? He's on the road. He's filming something up in the sky over the street.
Right, I'd have to go back and watch it
You'll
again,
have to
to
go
be
back
honest.
with it. I was just wanting to get your opinion if you did see it, because I saw the video. A lot of guys, people really liked it. And when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." But then when I took it home and started, really watching it, like putting on the editor and everything, I'm almost positive it's a fucking drone.
Oh, right, the one with the little 4 fucking lights. The
The what?
drone.
Yes,
The one where you
yes,
can see the
yes,
fucking,
the drone.
you can see the 4 lights, you can see the 4 arms coming off it almost.
Yes, correct. That one.
It was a drone. That one was definitely a drone. I would put money on that, and I'm not a gambling person.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Then that's the thing too, and it's hard to really see it from there, especially because there wasn't like the drone colors on there. You didn't see the red and green like lights like I have on my drone or something. You just saw the white lights, so maybe it's a cheaper drone. Um, uh, but yeah, I mean, like it looked. The guy was like, he couldn't hear it. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of traffic and shit like that. When you're not used to seeing drones, when you see them in the sky, man, that's the first thing you think is fucking UFO.
Yeah, I did think that was a drone, to be perfectly honest. The one with the 2 lines, that was a little bit weird. I wondered whether it was maybe being filmed through like double glazing, and that was given the second image or something. I, I wasn't sure about that one.
That first video, no, it definitely wasn't a reflection. Like it wasn't like a double reflection from the same
Oh,
one.
I'm not
He,
talking about the drone. I'm talking about the one with
I'm
the
talking
2
about the cigar.
lines.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cigar shaped photos. Okay, correct. Speaking on that one, if you guys haven't seen it, go check out the video. I just posted it. It was filmed in China, I believe, or India, one of those places. Anyway, they were fucking like the video. You can clearly see that there's one cigar shaped object, and through the whole video, because I just put a little cut version on there, but through the whole video, you can actually see the other cigar shaped UFO in the same frame with the other one. It's real light in the background, and then all of a sudden like it comes into fucking frame, like you can really see like the color comes into frame. And I was wondering, could that be contrails from aircraft? That's, I'm like, that's obvious fucking, answer for them, and it could be, but I'm just wondering why the color would just appear like that, because it goes from like basically invisible to all bright white in like a matter of a second or something. So I thought that was really interesting. I myself have never seen a cigar shaped UFO. I have no idea if they fucking exist, if that's like a real thing or whatever. I assume it is, but I have no idea. But I've always wanted to see one. But I definitely believe they do exist. Hey, what up, Smooth? How you doing, buddy?
And for anybody who wants to see that video, there's a link in the actual chat.
Thank you, Q.
Yeah, see, one of the original UFO sightings was a cigar. Although I don't believe it was a UFO. Certainly not anymore. I think
What are you
that one.
talking?
There was a UFO sighting many, many years ago. I'm talking like freaking hell.
Are you talking about the fucking the Aurora crash into the windmill fucking
No,
no, okay.
I'm talking like this photograph was taken freaking hell 100 years ago. It's one of the earlier UFO photographs where there's a long black thing in the sky.
What was it?
I don't think it was a UFO.
What do you
I've
think it
heard
was?
many explanations for it, and I think a lot of them are probably more likely to be correct. One of them was that it wasn't actually a UFO in the sky. It was actually a tape measure on snow. I know that sounds ridiculous.
No,
I know
not really.
that sounds ridiculous,
You know, I mean,
but
that's with photographs that happens. You know, fuck, especially a long time ago. People don't fucking know. You know, um, like oh, and what up, Gyro? What up, Sean? How you doing? Will MC, doing good, you guys? Um, is Q talking about old UFO photo? Yes, he is. Furloughed due to government shut. Oh, that's right, dude. Oh man, have they fucking stopped paying you? Do you work for the government?
yes, he does.
Doesn't he? What's he do? Isn't he fucking like a disinfo agent or what was that
He's a
again?
shill.
A shill. That's correct. Thank you. I was looking for the term. Thank you,
He's a,
Q. He's
he's
a
a
shill.
shill with drones.
A shill with drones. You know, I'm pretty sure he was in England last week, fucking around. You know, I could be
With
wrong.
Gatwick.
Um, I'm pretty sure it was him who flew that drone over the White House. Also, he can deny it all he wants, but I'm pretty sure. Um,
Yeah, when that whole Gatwick thing was going on, I actually messaged our emergency services and some other services and let them know it was probably Cyrus.
it was like good. You know, you need to let them know exactly. And also let him know that you know, through our discussions, he is friends with, you know, the IRA, Al Qaeda, fucking Hezbollah. Um, you know, yeah, dude, fucking let him know, dude. This dude's not to be trusted, man. Fucking
Yeah,
smooth.
yeah, I already mentioned all of that, Kyle. Do you think
Good.
I wouldn't mention that?
Excellent. Well, I like to hear, like to know that we're on top of shit. Narking our friends out. uh, well, hopefully, Smooth will get will get his fucking paycheck and he doesn't. I mean, what part of the government is shut down? Like there's a bunch of it, right? Like right now it's free to go to the Grand Canyon. You know, like it's like fucking sweet. You'd go because it's normally like it's like $20 or something, dude, which is fucking ridiculous, man. But you can go up there for free now because ain't no one fucking there.
The only thing is, if you fall into the Grand Canyon, there's nobody to bleed and rescue you.
Nope. You know, it's like Trump's like, we need border security, but he shut down the government. And now there's no fucking border security, and there's like, yeah, whatever. They shut down almost all of it. That shit's so fucking stupid. Oh my god, you know. Fuck me, dude. And I don't care if you're a fucking Republican or a Democrat. You know, that's fucking. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. You know, and this is what's really fucking sad. It's to the point, and you guys know how I am. All right, it's to the point where I'm like, dude, fucking fuck your pride. All right, Trump is too stupid to fucking swallow pride. That doesn't register with him. All right. So you have to look beyond that shit and realize that fucking he is not going to fucking register with him because he's a fucking imbecile. All right. So the problem lies with fucking Schumer and Pelosi. All right. They need to fucking just give them the fucking money. Dude, how much money do we give to defense every year? Every fucking year. Ask Smooth. I'm sure he fucking knows how much money we give to defense every year. I mean, just our increase of our defense budget this year or last year that Trump did, all right, in 2016, the increase for our defense budget was more than what Russia spends on their entire defense budget in total. And that was just our increase, not including all the shit that we already have, all the money we have. So it's like, dude, there's all that money that goes there. Say fuck that bullshit, dude. Take it from there and fucking give them the stupid money for it. Who gives a shit? It'll never get fucking built anyway. Like the wall will do any good. I'm like, seriously, dude. You know, fucking I'm just serious. Dude, every fucking illegal Mexican I know hangs out in front of Home Depot, okay? I'm telling you, dude, these guys will get over or through a wall like it's nothing, all right? Fuck me, dude.
Yeah, see, the Russians have got one big advantage over you. They've got Putin, and that guy is a freaking god.
You know how much I love Putin. I mean, okay, you guys, everyone knows, yeah, I'm a fucking lefty. I am a fucking progressive. I'm a standard support. Everybody know. They also know I'm like the worst progressive on planet Earth. This is true, okay? Because I love weapons and shit. But being a fucking progressive, that being said, I fucking love Putin, dude. I think he's okay, dude. I like a man's man. I like a tough guy. I like an alpha male. Trump is not a fucking alpha male. He's a fucking prissy rich boy, dude. In fucking my hood, I'd knock Trump the fuck out, dude. All right. He wouldn't come across the fucking tracks. You know, he would stay on his side of the fucking train tracks. He wouldn't come over. He's a prissy boy, you know. Fucking Putin is a judo world champion, dude. He's a fucking CIA. I mean, the guy or KGB probably killed dudes, you know. I mean, I like him. You know, I mean, maybe not for America, but like I just like the guy. I like Putin himself. I think he's a cool fucking guy, and he's smart, man. He's real fucking smart. Like, I mean, fucking, you guys can deny it all you want, fucking say all you want, but you know, fucking Putin's loving. He totally helped get Trump elected. He's like, yes, you know, this is perfect, you know. I mean, fuck, dude. So I think one, we should just give in and give them the fucking money. It's only 5 billion. Just build a fucking wall. Who gives a fuck, dude?
I just think you're really hard on Trump. I think you're just jealous because he's got a better suntan than you have. I mean,
It's
come on, the guy does
so
look good.
listen. I'm not proud enough to fucking deny that I love his tan. Okay, I'm not gonna deny this. All right. Just found out that porn viewership in DC has gone up 6% since the shutdown started. Haha, that's funny, dude. Gyro is saying Trump was on WWE. There's one of the that's one of the few things that I like about Trump. And this is why I was like, this guy cannot be president. Okay, because I saw him on W and I liked him on W. I was like, yeah, don't take the deal. No, dude, Vince McMahon is bad. Boo. Like I like Trump on WWE. Like I got into that shit. But for president, I'm like, nah, I don't think so, dude. You know, I like my fucking entertainment and my politics separate. You know. And this guy, his shit's all in one. You know, he thinks it's a fucking reality show. You know.
So you didn't like Ronald Reagan?
No, I didn't like Reagan. Reagan wasn't real. Okay, he wasn't real. He was a stooge by fucking. He was a child of the Republican Party. You know. Like fucking, like he was just like the worst mix of like fucking Republicans who just all cared about money, trickle down economics. He's like, fuck poor people. And, you know, I mean, I like Reagan and some of his stuff on, you know, some of the things he did, you know, I love Bush Sr., you know, I hated his son. You know, I mean, fucking, and Trump.
I'm actually quite distraught at the moment, Carl. The
Why?
fact that you can talk about my good friend Ronald like that.
I'm sure you and Ray. What do you say? Well. That's the one thing. That's what Ronald Reagan was known for. Well, I can't do a Reagan, but yeah, that shit, like it just sucks, but you know what, and you know what really fucking sucks, and like I was just talking about this shit like last night. I'm not even sure our vice president is like a human. I'm not sure he's like a living I'm not sure he's like a biological entity. I'm pretty sure Pence is like a marionette robot of like McConnell and fucking Lindsey Graham, and like they just kind of like puppet this guy around because he's just like you'll see him at fucking me. He just sits there like he's just like a puppet the whole time. He don't talk. He don't do nothing. Like I'm pretty sure someone with their hand up his ass is like guiding him around, dude. They don't even need to do this because he don't talk. You know, like I don't know. I don't fuck. Poor Pence. Oh my god.
Well,
Anyway,
what would
go
you
ahead.
prefer? Would you prefer Trump to be in charge of America? Or how about, and I would do this swap with you with without even thinking twice about it. How about we over here in England, we take Trump and he becomes our prime minister, and you take that bitch, Theresa May, and make her your president. Would you go for that?
In a heartbeat. Actually,
Right.
no, 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 no,
Let's
no,
get
no,
this sorted.
no, because there are too many European allies, and we cannot have Trump that close to that many allies and Russia. And it'd probably be bad,
Oh, I disagree.
you
I
know.
disagree. When Trump took over, I honestly thought that Trump might start talks with Putin. He said he wanted to. He said he would like to talk to him on like a level basis. And I tell you, it could have been a new world order.
And let me tell you something. Okay, first of all, fuck Trump, fuck Theresa May, fuck Putin. There's only one of them who fucking who stands out. Okay, and that's
Yeah,
Trudeau.
Theresa May, because she's a bitch.
Trudeau is so sexy. This dude, I swear to God, dude, whatever he said, I'd be like, yep, that's right, dude. When you look that good, you're correct. I don't care what his answer is. Okay. When you're that good looking, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the sexy dude, you know? Fuck, maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's who I want. I want a sexy looking dude, man. You know, fuck. They couldn't afford the flight. Someone told President Reagan about it. He ordered Air Force One to fly the baby out west to get the operation we talking about. Baby daughter that needed a liver transplant, and they found a liver, but they would have to fly all across the USA. Oh, I see. Oh, that's cool, dude. Yo, Proof, talk about the Lee Spiegel interview I sent you. It looks like we're going to have disclosure around the first week of March. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about UFOs. I agree with Will MC. Pal, you saw the IS video with the UFO cross? No. Send me a link to that. Um, and you know, okay, Franco, man, you know, like I said, buddy, fucking, if when UFO researchers come out and say disclosure is coming March, what fucking seriously, dude, I take that shit with a grain of salt, man. You know, because it's yeah, I mean, like, it couldn't even be like a big name, super respected ufologist. Okay, if it was James Fox, wouldn't fucking matter. If it was Stanton Friedman, wouldn't fucking matter. All right, none of them could come out and say disclosure is coming and blah 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 and be taken seriously. You know. Yes, correct. All right. He is a real journalist and not a UFO researcher, but he also does research UFOs and he's into a lot of other stuff other than just UFOs. All right. He researches a lot of shit, dude. I know he's into a bunch of crazy shit, man, that he researches. He is a journalist. All right. But being a journalist gives literally fucking no credit to coming out and having disclosure. How does a journalist have disclosure? No matter what they provide, no matter what the journalist, Lee Spiegel, no matter Rachel Maddow, fucking whoever the fuck you want, all right? Sam Shepard, anybody, doesn't matter. If they came out with fucking documents saying UFOs are real, it wouldn't matter. It would prove nothing. It would not be disclosure, you know? The president could come out and say it and it wouldn't be fucking real disclosure. All right. There's a way it has to be done for it to make sense to everybody and bring it saying, you know, like a soft disclosure, maybe, you know, bringing out more evidence would be great. You know, what I'd like to see And what the problem is why doesn't To the Stars Academy, where they got the fucking declassified footage from, how come they don't get a lot more? You know, where did they go to get that declassified footage from? You
But
know,
wasn't
go ahead.
wasn't the classified footage not have originally been released by the government? It was put out there by the guy who went to Tom DeLonge, who joined him, who happened to have that footage that was originally made for training purposes.
No, I don't believe so. Like what the original videos got leaked by people who were part of the Nimitz aircraft carrier and stuff. Like the pilot or whoever had access to the videos, you know. And then also there's a fucking internet that the military uses to share videos, to share information. It's a total different internet than what we use. All right. But that all the UFO videos get loaded onto that internet. So if we ever had access to it, I bet you could see all kinds of footage. You know, what I'd like to see is see if they can't get footage of the Vandenberg missile being shot down by a UFO. Right now, that'd be a good one. They got to have that archived away. I'm sure Louis Elizondo or whatever would be able to get a hold of it. Proof how is life? One question. Have you seen a movie called Area 51? Just type Area 51 2015 trailer on YouTube. It's a very interesting movie. No, I haven't. I will have to check it out.
By the way, your camera's locked on my sexy face.
Oh, I know. I thought you were talking about something, but Lord knows you ain't saying shit. Hey, what up, Deadwood? How you doing, buddy? Zippernet. Thank you. That's it. Smooth's got it. Whatever the fuck that CipherNet or whatever it's called, Zippernet, whatever. It's something weird, you know. But I'm sure that they have these other videos, other UFO videos, and like also I know for a fact the @FLIR system records in several different modes all at the same time. So it records in thermal, you know, it records in infrared, records in all spectrum, you know, so it's like, and it records all that at the same time. So that means for a fact that footage that we see of the fucking Tic Tac, of that one black object that's like tilting to the side and shit, they have crystal clear video images of that. Why can't we get that? Why can't we get that fucking footage? You know,
Maybe
Cybernet?
maybe we would say it's a fucking seagull or something.
They wouldn't even put it out, dude. You know, they wouldn't even waste their time with it.
I know. I'm only taking the Mickey.
Yeah, I think it's funny when people are like, "Oh, like that shit's fake. It's a hoax or whatever." I'm like, really, dude? Like, fucking these fucking guys were like literally a fucking part of the Nimitz fucking aircraft carrier. They're fucking pilots and shit. Like, you know, like they got the fucking video. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's fake about it, but. Yes, I am making babies. Thank you, like a boss. I made a little girl. Amazingly, dude.
Well,
Hell no,
Oswaldo's saying that they're going to be releasing 5 new videos, the greatest UFO videos ever released to the public, the UFO wreckage, and 5 more much older UFO research programs with billions of dollars of funding with the publicity. What do you think about that?
you know what? I mean, fucking, I hope so, dude. I certainly hope so. Mitch is saying, so you have proof that aliens exist besides convinced anger and belief. Do you have proof? Humor me. No, that's the whole point, Mitch, is that we want proof. No more just fucking, oh yeah, someone says, yeah, fucking Nibiru's coming, and so we should all be afraid, you know, or fucking some CGI rendered UFO video from IUFO sightings or Section 52, some other fucking bullshit, dude. Well, we want the truth here, and everyone here is fucking, experienced UFOs, legitimate UFOs, no fucking bullshit. Hey, what up, cons? That's why we say proof, man. We want proof, dude. And Franco is saying the proof is on the way. So, and the UFO. Okay, so like UFO wreckage, I could see them like maybe releasing, maybe like I got a fucking report, from the NSA, a declassified report from the NSA, talking about recovering fucking alien metals and shit from a craft that crashed in the Congo in like 1965, dude. Like there was a bunch of weird shit I've never fucking heard of. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, they had like copied pictures of shit. Like it was weird, man. But have you experienced what's Mitch saying? Is that God? Does this like keyboard?
Experienced UFO? Have you experienced
God?
Yeah, maybe. Not sure.
Is that what? I don't know. Maybe it's something else. God, I think. Yeah, I think it's it. I can't speak for everybody else, man. I personally have. That's all I know. I personally have. I can't speak for everybody else, but the analysis of the technology is also going to be released.
See, that's what we need to see. Because they're saying they've got this piece of material which I think they were saying if you put an electrical current through it, it created its own, for a bad choice of words, creates its own like gravitational field around it or whatever. Now, if you had a piece of metal like that, the testing of it is gonna take time.
Oh yeah,
but
you
know, I just want to see.
I mean,
know what they're doing. Because they've been awfully quiet for so long. I mean, realistically, when it comes to the Stars Academy, we've had the Tic Tac, we've had that video, and then since then, we've had Sod All. Now, maybe it is like a release program that they're working on, and we've talked about this before, Carl.
Right.
And I said, why don't they just release it? And you said, well, no, they're going to do it over time because they can, blah, blah, blah.
A bunch of different reasons for it, but that's the only way to make it work, Like a boss says, I recently experienced poltergeist for real. I'm a huge skeptic when it comes to that, but right now I'm very confused. I really don't know what to think. Have you ever experienced poltergeist? Okay, so in the sense of a poltergeist being a spirit that can move an object or whatever, yes, only because, and I believe that it had something to do with my UFO experiences. I don't believe in ghosts at all. So, I don't know what to tell you about that one. And you guys know there's a lot of ghost researchers who come on the channel and shit, and I've never seen the evidence for it myself. I wouldn't believe in UFOs if I didn't personally have the experience. I mean, like without that, there's no fucking video, there's no testimony that could convince me that yes, this is a factual phenomenon, 100%. There would always be some doubt.
If you were there and actually saw it for yourself.
What's up?
If you saw something like poltergeist activity for yourself, would you believe differently? Because you always say to me about your experiences. My experiences with UFOs are extremely different to what you tell me. I
Yeah,
am a complete skeptic. I'm not sure whether aliens, although I completely believe that they exist, have actually been to Earth. But you have seen stuff that has changed your perception. You believe, just like a Vern. Vern has seen stuff
yeah.
that has changed his mind. I haven't had, I'll say, the privilege of seeing something like that. But if you saw something poltergeisty, stuff moving, would you instantly become a believer?
No, I doubt it.
What
It would take because
if you're
like
sitting there
oh,
and your cup starts moving across the table now? What
the
would you think?
the very last thought would be a ghost is moving in. I would come up, you guys fucking know me. I would come up with a million other reasons. There are a million other scientific explanations for why something would happen like that, you know? And so, like, like, I don't even know if I would probably relate it more to a UFO. Like, I'm like, there might be a UFO outside instead of a poltergeist, you know? But now, if I seen a ghost, okay, if I saw that old bitch in the beginning of Ghostbusters, like pulling out the book and fucking then screaming at me, you know, fuck, okay, well then that's what I need. Something like that, you know?
Fair enough.
um and Bigfoot, no, I don't believe in Bigfoot. I used to. When I started researching Bigfoot a long time ago. And then I was through my research, I was just disappointed in the lack of evidence and everything. And I'm just like, even as a kid, I was like, no, I've fucking had a much more logical mind, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna believe this guy's story. You know, what the fuck, dude? You know, I'll tell you why. Because at the end of every single Bigfoot show you have ever seen, they have never found him. Every single Loch Ness show you have ever seen has never showed the Loch Ness monster. I'm just an open-minded skeptic. Exactly. That's how it's got to be, you know? And, and that's the thing, but you got to be, you have to be an open-minded skeptic about it, you know? I'm believer in ghosts per se. But if my house screamed "get out," I'd go ahead and pack a few things, right, Michael? That, you ever see that on Eddie Murphy Delirious, where he's like, "Oh, it's a beautiful house. The schools are great. The kids are good. It's beautiful. I love it. I just love this place, baby. Get out. Too bad we can't stay, baby. Let's go." Like, just that's exactly what it's like, dude. Hey, what up, Derek? How you doing, buddy? Uh, the only good thing about Bigfoot was Lloyd Pye, correct? I like Lloyd Pye, but those weird stories where Bigfoot is like a bumbling idiot, yeah, it's true, you know. Um, Franco saying poltergeist-like phenomenon goes along with UFO aliens, is part of the experience. That's where the term high strangeness comes from. It's real and it's happened to more than one. Happened to me more than once. See, exactly. I have to agree with Franco. The same thing happened to me with my UFO experiences. So any kind of poltergeist experience that I had, as I've told you guys before, it was a fucking Nestle Quick thing coming out of the fucking cover. Other than that, and I wouldn't even say that was UFO, but because especially at that time with all my UFO experiences that were happening, I would definitely say that those things were those were connected and not a not a poltergeist, you know. Um, Deadwood saying, I've seen full body apparitions fade away right in front of me and seen orbs of energy confirmed by both others with me at the time. See, like I've never had those sightings, so I couldn't tell you, you know. Now, before I would have shut it down and said, you're an idiot, you know, where now I have to be like, well, I wasn't there. So, you know, on St. Helens has gained a name from gold miners. Look it up, a fun story. Oh, yeah, I've actually read stuff about that, dude. You know, Player Bigfoot was that by aliens, right? Think there is anything to the Delathov past incident or just cold and animals? You know what? With that incident, Yes, I think no. I think it's normal. I think that there's perfectly good. What up, David? I think there's perfectly good explanations for the Dolokhov Pass incident. Which, if you guys don't know what it was a group of hikers and mountaineers who went through Dolokhov, Russia, um, and they were found. Their tents were ripped open from the inside. They had a bunch of weird damage to them and shit like that. Um, Now the thing is that there's when you look at the report, at first it seems really fucking crazy, but the more you understand about um, anthropology and how the human body works, and what happens to people, it starts to make a lot more sense. Like the people, they're like, oh, the tents were cut from the inside out. People were found naked with their tongues missing and stuff like that. Um, well, when people go into hypothermia, they will literally, when they're freezing, they will feel so hot that they rip their clothes off, you know? And so ripping their clothes off and ripping themselves outside of the tent from the inside makes perfect sense. They also will bite their tongues off, which makes sense, but also animals, mice and stuff prey on lips, anuses, tongues, shit like that, eyes, birds, shit that's exposed. So, um, it seemed like they got caught in a freak storm and most likely died of hypothermia. But I mean, it's obviously a strange incident, but there's no evidence to suggest that there's anything UFOs, or just because there was UFOs sighted in the area around that time. I mean, that you're just reaching for connections. So I don't know. But Will
Do
says
you
I
think?
love anus.
Do you think all of those people? Because there was like what 8, 10, 12 of them.
Nine, nine, I think.
Yeah. Do you think they would have all behaved in that way? Do you not think that maybe they all crap themselves because maybe a freaking okay, I'm gonna say a bear or whatever came into the camp and they were all crapping themselves and lagging it?
No, no way.
Okay.
I mean, like you got experienced hikers up there and everything. The only thing I could see happening to them is if like a severe fucking drop in temperature happened, which where they were can happen. Where the temperature drops 40, 50 degrees in like a couple seconds, and probably was simply too much for them, with the wind and everything. But I agree. One or more of them may have just went loopy too. I played with my Luigi board too, and Mother Effer came out of a drain pipe and jumped on my head. Then he demanded mushrooms. Weird night, right? um, Cons, I want these shrooms. uh, Let me see I'm sorry, missing a bunch of you guys' comments. Sorry about that. Yeah, my stupid mouse is dying. I don't have to use one. Let's see. Um, oh, sorry. All right. There we go. And all right. So, and we're back. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. Having some issues with my mouse. Anyway, what were we discussing? Anuses. Anyway, no, just uh, Mad Cow Mark. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? Um, yeah.
Well, Kyle,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
to pin you down, if you had to say there was one UFO case that really proved UFOs, what would it be? Because it's very subjective.
I don't think you could. I don't think there is a single case that could fucking prove it. Not even to like not even to me, man. Like I only proved it to myself because of my personal experience. But um, Yeah, I don't think there's a single fucking incident you could point to that would say, "Oh yeah, that's fucking that's the truth," you know? Like like that's a fucking no matter what, it's always going to be unidentified, and no matter what, people are always going to connect UFOs with extraterrestrials. That's because fucking when you have a UFO experience, it's so alien that it there doesn't seem like there's any other answer, you know? So I don't think there could be a video that can put it out there. People are like, oh yeah, that's fucking UFOs are exist because of that. I mean, look at the Department of Defense releases these videos, and people are like, oh, it's a hoax. Like the Department of Defense is gonna hoax people, like shit like that. I mean, fucking. Um, I think what the To the Stars Academy is doing is the right way to do it. There's a right way to go about it, and it's just a matter of uh how far have we gotten to the point where is this stuff we're not going to release anything until we understand it. You get it? All right, till
Yeah.
we have control over it, we're not going to release any information about any new technology that we have that we don't have total fucking control and knowledge over, because we won't want any other country to have that knowledge over us, and I'm assuming every country investigates UFOs. Uh, they probably all got fucking their own little, you know, UFOs that have crashed or probes that they've collected or something. I'm sure it's happened. The thing is people like to think that UFOs are so fucking advanced that, oh well, if they can come here, they're so advanced, they're so much more advanced than we are, that they're like gods and we couldn't do anything to stop them. That's completely fucking false. You got to consider that it's so different. It doesn't have to be more advanced if something can just be simply different, and when it comes here, they come here, it's just so different for them that we could have technology that could bring them down, that they're just like, oh fuck, we didn't even know, because it's so fucking alien, it's just so different, you know um I bet Austria does not investigate UFOs. uh I didn't know Austria had an army. Could you guys invest? I don't think I didn't know Austria could investigate it, even if you wanted to. I mean, like, fucking, I thought you guys just all made chocolate or something, or fucking grandfather clocks or something. But I don't know what the fuck they do in Austria, but you know,
Wow.
investigating UFOs, I agree. Definitely, there's no way they could ever. You need like a fucking like a military, like a fucking um, yeah, support to actually scientific equipment and shit, dude.
Austria have an army,
Or the
all
whole new.
6 of them. I think
Oh,
they're all like brothers and cousins and stuff
I'm
like that.
pretty.
But they've got an
The,
army.
the Austrian army, I'm pretty sure our Salvation Army could beat the Austrian army. I'm just,
I think there's more Salvation Army than there is Austrian army.
there's like a lot more members and shit. And we got warmer clothes and shit too. So he's like, I didn't know Austria was a thing until now. I didn't even know Austria was a thing. Was it? Austria's a thing? Oh, I didn't even know that, dude.
Apparently, they've also got a country.
Literally, I was like, fucking, that's Austria to me is Arnold Schwarzenegger's house. That's it. Like, wherever his house was when he was a kid, that's Austria. The entire country is located like in his living room. Like, I didn't know, like, besides him, Austria don't exist.
Wow.
Don't roundhouse them. No, I like Austria. They're cool, dude. Franz Ferdinand is rolling over his grave right now. and to poop out another Hitler and take you on, right? Exactly. Do you crazy fucks? Um, MX Dazzler Booker, how do UFOs and aliens all seem to come from the US? Well, that's a common misconception where they fucking come from everywhere, man. In fact, like one of the points on my channels is I find UFO videos from around the world. You know, I hardly ever just stick with what the newest fucking UFO video or whatever. Like I'm looking for fucking people's home videos and shit, you know, from around the world, man. It's everywhere. Um, Speaking of, and I'm gonna put out a fucking video. I've been working on it, and this is fucking gonna be good. It's a new Ancient Aliens video. You know, like one of my educational videos, but it's fucking going to be awesome. Um, uh, there's a tribe in Papua New Guinea, uh, the Asau, or the Mud People, and they fucking make these big masks of these big alien heads, and they cover themselves in mud, and then they go and put a certain dye, a plant, they grind it up into a powder and put it on the mud. So first they're all brown, then they put the dye or whatever, and it turns them gray, so their whole bodies look gray. Then they cut giant bamboo shoots into sharp points and put giant bamboos on their fingers and paint themselves up gray, because their leader from fucking 1,000 years ago had an encounter with a gray being that came from the sky that had large head with large eyes, and fucking it was all gray, and it fucking took him up, and it frightened him so bad, and he told his tribe about it, and when it came time to war with these other villages around them, and they had like no weapons and stuff, he was like, listen, these fucking aliens like came and abducted me, and it was so fucking scary that we could probably scare our enemies by looking like them. And so to this day they dress up in these costumes and they walk around this crazy weird alien walk, and they did this to their enemies, and they came to fight them with no weapons, so they didn't have any bows and arrows, no clubs, nothing. And so the enemies are sitting there with their weapons like, what are these things doing? Like they couldn't tell, are they people? They're like, they fucking can't be another tribe. They have no weapons. And it literally scared the tribe so bad that they ran away from them. You know, so that's how they defended their territory or whatever. But it's interesting, like where the legends come from, and when you see how these people dress up and stuff. I think you guys are really gonna like this video, man. I got some really cool information on it, and it's gonna kick ass, dude. You know, exactly. You know, like the long fingers and everything, dude. Fucking like it's, I mean, like it's crazy. Like it's like the whole story seems like an alien abduction, and then the way they look, these giant masks, they look like aliens and shit. Like, and they paint themselves all gray, and I mean, like it's going to be really cool, man. And speaking of Papua New Guinea natives, another thing I wanted to discuss was pygmies. I believe pygmies can help us solve like the riddles from ancient times, all right? Whereas in the ancient Sumerians have a king's list where their ancient kings are tens of thousands of years old. The Egyptians have a king list where their ancient kings are tens of thousands of years old. The Bible, before Noah, all the fucking people lived for thousands of years, okay? Now, and they said there were giants and shit like that. Now, if you look at today, now if you look at like the pygmies in Africa, you guys, I'll actually add this into the video because this is really interesting. They mature 10 times faster than anybody else, than any European people, any South American or Native Americans, any Indonesians, anybody. All right. They mature. So it's unbelievable how fast these little pygmies mature. All right. Like I was watching this video and the guy was showing their baby at 2 months old, at 2 months can walk on hands and feet, dude. All right. It's fucking insane, dude. They're fully mature sexually through puberty and everything at 7 and 8 years old. And I'm there. This guy, this anthropologist or whatever, is going through their ages, saying he's like, this is 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. This is a year. This is 5 years. He's showing each kid up until one girl, and she's got full breast, pubic hair. She's like looks like a total adult, and she's fucking 8. She's 8 years old. Like, it's insane how fast these people mature. Like, I mean, they're babies and stuff start walking and talking at like 5 and 6 months old. Like, it's insane, dude. Yeah, these pygmies, you know, their lifespan is incredibly short, about 40 years, you know, so they need to fucking develop fast, you know. So, but what I'm saying is like there's that end of the spectrum which we know exists. So why not on the other end of the spectrum, where people live longer, who are bigger, like giants might have lived longer, you know, like they even say in the Bible or whatever, or these ancient kings from Sumeria or ancient Egypt, you know. Do you believe in the stories that you see on YouTube on time traveling? Absolutely not. No. Some great Americans came from Austria. What's his name? Did some movies. Was a bodybuilder. Became a mayor. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, right, Mark. Exactly that guy. Him. Yeah, that guy. What the hell is a pygmy? A pygmy. It's a tribe from Central Africa. Correct. Thank you. Yeah, but I mean, like that's it's like literally, if you guys get the chance, I'll put it in the video. Even if you don't, because it's fucking amazing. Like, these people mature unbelievably fast. So it's like you got to consider mentally how do they mature, you know. I mean, like, what were you thinking of life when you were 8 years old? Because these guys are getting married, having sex, fucking the men are going out killing shit and eating it. They're 8 years old. You know, it's like, fucking what, dude? You know, I mean, I fucking barely knew what girls were when I was 8. Yeah, fucking, you know, I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? These dudes are getting married, building their own houses, fucking 8 years old. Fucking shit, dude, you know? Do you believe in human cloning? I mean, I'm sure it's possible. Do they do it now? I doubt it. I mean, one, it's illegal. I mean, you know, the cloning aspect, I mean, I'm sure you could do, you know, but the pygmies live around 40 years old, you know, and then they fucking drop dead, dude, you know. You know, like if I was a pygmy, I'd be like a senior citizen, you know. I'd be like motherfucking Methuselah and shit, dude, you know. This dog fast. Yeah, correct, Michael. Exactly, you know. But it makes you think that there's got to be there's got to be something up with fucking with how many major cultures from our past was saying that people lived a lot longer. These are the people who fucking literally came up with our fucking calendar and our dating system. And these are the people who literally tell us how long a year is. So when they say, yeah, a year is this long, and this guy lived 900 years, you got to think, well, maybe there's some fucking truth to it, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, you know? But yeah,
when
but
you see some of these buildings and the great structures, it is weird that when they build doors, they make them so freaking big. Why?
right. Okay, like I did a video about ancient aliens and giants or something a while ago. It was a really good video, actually. But I'm showing places like Baalbek in Lebanon, and like their doorways are fucking like 50, 60 feet, dude, of megalithic stone. Like, what's coming through the door that it has to be this fucking big? I mean, like, I don't understand, like, fucking, what's the, you know, how many elephants stacked on top of each other are you presenting to the fucking king? You know, like, fucking, like, he's like, yeah, make the door this fucking big, dude. I want a big old bitch coming through here, dude. What do you know about Area 51 and all the secrets down below? I don't know. Everything. I guess just as much as the next dude. Oh, well, maybe not. I do a lot more research, but uh, do I think that they have underground bases at Area 51? Yes. Do I think they had anything to do with Phil Schneider? No. um, that's a definite. You know. And if you're going to ask if I believe Bob Lazar, yes, I do. Yeah, if he knew it, he wouldn't be here. Exactly. If I knew it, I'm wasting my fucking time for it. You know. Um, do you think the Anunnaki story is legit? Possibly. Um, you know, like the Anunnaki are mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Um, uh, I think the Anunnaki could easily just be mistaken for extraterrestrials. You know, do I think like they we may have had some kind of interaction with them? Sure. Do I believe Zachariah Stitchin? No, not at all. There's too many holes in his story and stuff. And I don't get me wrong, I fucking own the Earth Chronicles. I own the 12th Planet and all the Earth Chronicles. So I read all of his books, but they are you can't go around making stuff up. Okay, you remember Pizzagate? You guys remember Pizzagate? When they're like, oh, this word is actually a code word for this. This is what they act. You can't do that, all right? Because literally the guy wrote it down. It's like, this is what he meant. It was this word, all right? So you can't just decide, oh, I'm going to change what you wrote down and your interpretation of that word, and I'm just going to change it. No, you can't do that. And that's what Zachariah Stitchin did. Like, he would change things like a Shem, which literally translated as name, he translated as rocket ship. I don't know how he got this translation, but he did. So shit like that, I'm just like, now you're fucking reaching, dude. You know, don't come at me like an academic and then not have fucking valid methods of backing up what you're saying. You know, like I'm not just gonna fucking believe you. Show me the fucking tablet that says this. You know, which he can't do. You know, he can never do because he takes bits and pieces and then he changes words around. So, you know, what do you believe in? Me? Nothing. I don't know. I don't fucking believe in shit, really. um, I believe UFOs are extraterrestrials. I know for a fact UFOs exist. I don't know what they are, and I don't know. I've never seen an alien or anything, but I believe they are aliens, or at least some of them are extraterrestrial. You know, a lot of UFOs I think are not only not alien, but aren't something conventional either. That it's another thing that we confuse and we simply don't have the answer for. A form of earth lights or ball lightning and stuff like that. You know, what do you know about the moon? Well, it's big. There's one. There's a man up there apparently.
What do you think about the Chinese going to the dark side of the moon?
I love it. I think it's awesome. I love that they tried to grow a plant up there, because that was definitely like, there were some people who were like, this is gonna work, you guys. I'm telling you. No water, no atmosphere, seeds, and straight moon dust. We're gonna be huge, dude. Nobel Prize. Come on. You know it, dude. Sorry, wrong. All right. It died.
Do
yes,
you
could you
think
talk a little about the moon? Yeah, sure. Why not?
do
Go
you
ahead.
think there's anything that they're gonna find out about the moon that we didn't already know? Whether it be that there's something there or whether it's just, okay guys, we've gotten here and this is the bit of the moon that you guys haven't really seen that much. Do you think anything is gonna come of it?
No, I doubt it. Maybe some scientific stuff, but like for like extraterrestrials or listen, you guys, people say, oh, well, the moon's a great place to build a base. No, it's not. The moon is a terrible place to build a base. All right. It would be much better to fucking orbit, to just orbit above Earth, or to have a base on Earth. Sitting there trying to watch it from the moon, is ridiculous. You're trying to view through our atmosphere as well. So that doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. All right. Looking for evidence of extraterrestrials coming on the moon is good, because literally their fucking tracks would be preserved for billions of years. All right. That's true. However, for any alien species to come to planet Earth and look and say, there's the Earth and the moon. All right. One is fucking literally nothing and offers literally nothing to us. And the other is an abundance of life. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to land? Why are we wasting fuel to stop here and collect fucking moon dust, or build a base? It doesn't make any sense when they could do it on Earth. That makes 10 times much more sense than doing it on the moon. I don't see why they might stop to take some samples. And if you could find their tracks from their probes, great. That's possible. Building a base doesn't make fucking sense, shit like that. So, and for anyone who doesn't know, one thing you'll learn real quick on this channel, man, is this is UFO proof. We want fucking proof. Just stories are stories, and although they're highly entertaining stories, if you want to know the real deal, if you let yourself get clouded by bullshit, you'll never find out the truth. They found methane, a bioproduct of life on Mars, so it's possible. The moon, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I mean, it's possible, sure. Tyler from Secure Team said the Chinese doctored the images. I highly doubt that. It's possible. I don't see why they would, but it's definitely possible that they would doctor some images. I doubt it's to hide anything, because you got to understand something. Why would they doctor an image and put it out? They wouldn't. They would just not put it out. So if they wanted something for you not to see, they're not going to give it to you and be like, here, take a closer look. They're just going to be like, what photo? They're not, you gotta put your mind to it. What fucking bunch of fucking Illuminati goons are sitting around in a dark room with cigar smoke, like put the picture out but blur it a little just to fuck with them. Who's doing that? They're just, because there's got to be at least one of those idiots who's like, how about we just not put the picture out, then they won't question us. No, it's a terrible idea. I think we should blur it and put it out. Yeah, like, who's doing that? No one's doing that. We gotta be straight with this shit, dude. Because the truth is, UFOs actually exist. They truly, truly exist. So if you let yourself get fucking, pulled away by bullshit, you'll never fucking, you'll waste your time. You'll never care about actually finding the truth of UFOs. You'll make up your own truth or whatever's most entertaining to you. I know it happened to me.
But if there aren't UFOs, why would the likes of the American government spend so much money researching UFOs? Or is that just a cover-up because the money isn't going into researching UFOs? It's going into the new black projects or whatever they're working on at the time. Whatever they need to spend an extra 20 trillion on, or whatever the numbers are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when it comes to defense, there's no number big enough for America. All right, there's no number you could throw out where Americans were like, that's a little too much. All right, literally, you could be like, how about $1 trillion? And we bet all right, like fucking, I don't know why we're so crazy about defense, but we are, and that's just the way we are. What up, Watt Bauer? What up, Teresa? How you guys doing? Um, uh, but um, Alan Carlson. The video you did that showed the openings to the shafts of the pyramid had the mirror-like images on the stone was fascinating. I've never seen or heard anyone mention that before. There is something to that. The reason you've never heard or seen anyone mention that before is because I'm a fucking genius. No, it's because I'm a fucking idiot. And the photograph that I got from that shaft with that image was actually processed, and so it was fucking like they expanded the picture to fill up the frame for the aspect ratio, so the image is not fucking there. I put up a link to you guys up on the video to show like in the comment section, like it's like the very first comment or whatever, there's a link to the shaft so you see what it actually looks like. So that's in fact wrong. But hey, what do you know? Still, I do believe my pyramid being built on a pre-existing mound is correct. And I've seen a lot of other ancient astronaut fucking YouTube channels doing videos on the same fucking subject as I did a long time ago, and not giving me any fucking credit for it, for how unusual. But yeah, so that's definitely cool.
I
Who built
think
the
you
pyramid?
nailed the pyramid
Oh,
idea.
yeah. Thank you,
I
thank you.
think you
I think I did too.
freaking nailed that.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's no denying it. And if you look at like the other channels like Ancient Architect or fucking Charles Coase or any of these other guys, they've all fucking been ripping off that fucking same idea and doing videos on it, but they've all been finding supporting evidence supporting the same. Now they've all basically made a video copying my video, using the same fucking information I did, except presenting it in a much more, professional manner. But that shit still um that shit makes sense, dude. Like fucking the pyramid being built on pre-existing mound, and then showing the evidence for it coming from Abu Ruwash, the design, the cut-ins, the fucking the Bolset fucking stones on the fucking pyramid mounds. I mean, there's so much evidence of it that supports my fucking theory. I'm fucking one day I will be proven correct. It will be proven correct, But as for who built the pyramids, black people built the pyramids. I don't know what they were called. They probably had a different name for themselves. But it was definitely black people. Like the Sphinx is obviously a fucking black dude, like the pyramid. Like you can look at all the fucking. There's so much evidence of it. I'm like, dude, the Egyptians were clearly black people, dude. Arabs took over fucking Egypt, when fucking Al Mahmud took over with his army and shit and broke into the pyramid. They fucking Arabs took over. Egypt was already fucking, there's a bunch of shit was already built. You can even see it today, like from ancient Egyptian times, because their buildings and stuff like in Karnak are constructed from bricks that are from, like, they don't go together, and yet they're like, but this is an ancient construction. That's because there is an even earlier construction that they took down and repurposed the bricks for, so that they were definitely black pygmy slaves. I'm pretty sure Don, I don't know where he got that information from, but that is exactly right. Slaves, they built it quick too, because they ain't got long to go. So they're like, come on, you guys.
Well, didn't they estimate that if the pyramids were built using all the blocks, the amount of blocks that would have had to be used, which was something like 1,200,000, whatever, that if they built them within the 20-year time period, that it wasn't a proper time period. Some people said it was 10 years. Some people said it was 30 years. So they kind of settled on 20 years. But don't you find it weird that these blocks, these big ass blocks of stone, they would have had to have laid one every 2.5 minutes when
Correct.
they've had to go, well, I think they said 500 miles away, or it could have been more, dragged them across the desert, cut them into shape, put them in in place, and they were able to do it every
Well,
2.5 minutes.
well, first off, the pyramids, the stones for the pyramids are limestone. Um, the stone you're talking about that comes from 500 miles away comes from the Aswan quarry, and that's rose granite. But the stones are built, and there is some granite inside the pyramid, but that's really inside like the king's chamber and stuff. The most of the pyramid is constructed of limestone. There's a quarry not far from the pyramid
Oh,
where a lot of the stone is collected.
one
However,
sec.
go ahead.
Be right back.
However, the amount of stone, all the blocks for the pyramid could not possibly have came from the quarry. The quarry doesn't have enough limestone. It never had enough, So they're like, that's always been a mystery to them. They're like, where's all the limestone come from? Because the quarry doesn't even have enough. It never had enough to complete the pyramid. Of course, going off my theory, you don't need that much. That the fucking amount of stone that they cut is a perfect amount, because it's already on an existing mound. They're already cutting the inside of it out, repurposing those limestone blocks, and then using the blocks from the quarry to fucking to encapsulate it. And that's really all it is. That I mean, it answers that. That theory answers so many other questions when it comes to the pyramid. It makes it a lot less mysterious and cool, but still it makes it a lot more interesting that you're like, well, that theory absolutely makes sense, man. I didn't realize the pyramid has a 13-acre footprint until like yesterday. Yeah, it does. It's a big fucking footprint, man. It's like 750 meters or 750 feet square or something like that. Fucking crazy, man. Internet shut down with Davos, Switzerland annual meeting. Remember Zim UFO? 200 children could be wrong, by the way. CIA debriefed them. Oh, no shit, dude. I really like that story too, man. The Zimbabwe UFO story. Very interesting. Yeah. But I mean that helps explain the pyramid, like when it's built on a pre-existing mound. When you see the evidence, there's a video I did about it. It shows a bunch of the other evidence. Newer video. He even explains the fucking whole Orion fucking alignment and shit like that. I explain all that shit, dude. Yeah, most of the pictures you see of the pyramids you see are taken from a parking lot of a KFC across the street from it. Correct. Okay, so for all my fucking science nerds on here, check this out, dude. Now I was fucking just doing some thought experiments, and we have some issues with like our universe or whatever. There's just some fucking questions that we don't have the answer to, everyone really basically appears that the universe is expanding, all right, but there's fucking galaxies are coming closer together, which doesn't make sense on an expanding universe. They should be going further apart from each other. So they're like, well, maybe there's another force like dark matter or whatever that's pushing them. Of course, why would it be pushing in different directions? They don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of different shit. So I was actually thinking, and what if the universe is actually not like an expanding ball, but the universe is more like a spring? I know it seems fucking weird. I know it sounds stupid, but just hear me out. Okay, even like on the subatomic level, when we smash particles at the fucking Large Hadron Collider, when they smash apart, they come out in little springs, little springs. Everything spirals. Galaxies spiral. Fucking everything spirals. So it's like, why wouldn't the universe too? And in fact, wouldn't that, if the universe is more like a spring, wouldn't that explain the curvature of space-time, as opposed to with it being an expanding universe? Where do you get the curvature from? Unless you're out on the fucking the circumference of it, you shouldn't even be getting the curvature. However, if the universe was a spring, then if in that shape, in that design, the whole universe itself would be curved and twisted with it, you know, as it expanded out, you know, and that would and this would help explain why you could have an expanding universe because it's expanding like a spring, but then you could also it would explain why galaxies are going closer to each other in an expanding universe without having to make up some fucking dark matter is pushing on it from this direction because we don't know why, but instead saying that, well, the whole space-time curves, and so that's what, that's pushing it all out, and the reason you can see it going closer together is because they'll eventually go even further apart from each other. It's just your perspective of it, and so it's not actually, it's expanding out, but it can appear to be that they're going close to each other if the universe was like a spring, as opposed to a fucking a sphere of just expanding, nothingness. I mean, the spring theory kind of gives you the curvature of space time too. If a galaxy moves fast enough to counter the accelerating expansion, it can indeed come closer to us. No, I'm not talking about closer to us. I'm talking about just closer to other galaxies. Particles and stuff should be spreading away from each other. If we had a Big Bang, if a Big Bang happened and boom, they should all be spreading away from each other. But we have galaxies that are going closer to each other in different directions and shit. So they're like, well, it appears to be expanding, but the galaxies aren't behaving the way an expanding universe should, you know?
Yeah, but that's the Hubble constant, isn't it?
What's up? Say it again.
Isn't that the Hubble constant?
What?
If galaxies are gonna continue to expand away from each other, then the Hubble constant is 1, which means they are gonna continually move away from each other. The universe as we know it is gonna continually gonna get bigger. If the Hubble constant is 0, then we are going to expand to a point and it's going to go no further. But if the Hubble constant is -1, we're going to move away from each other and then everything is going to move back together like an explosion, if you like.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand the concept of it, and what I'm saying is like I don't think the concept makes sense. Like where the explosion, what causes the curvature of space time? Unless we were out on the circumference of it, inside of a balloon that you're blowing up with air. Where are you getting the curvature from? The curvature comes at the circumference, but everything inside of it, I don't see why the space time is curved. However, if it's a spring to begin with, if the shape of the universe is already a spring, then the curve is just built into it, And this would help explain um, uh, a couple different issues that we were having with with the universe and our understanding of it. It seems like to me because I'm like where's the connection between general relativity and quantum mechanics? I'm not saying that this is a unified field theory. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are connections between the two. That uh, um, stuff that happens on the general relativity level happens at the fucking subatomic level as well. And like particles and everything are little tiny springs. So why couldn't the universe be a giant fucking spring as well? I mean, spiral or galaxies will spiral, fucking tornadoes, fucking whirlpools, fucking everything goes into this curved spiral spring shape, Um, yeah, nice theory. Don't know what to think of it completely. Me neither. It just popped into my head a couple days ago when I was just trying to do a thought experiment on why it doesn't make sense. Like, where does the curvature come from? And then you start thinking of like different quarks and different particles when they get smashed together. They come out as little springs at the tiniest fucking subatomic level of the known universe. things are little springs, you know. So like the universe being a big spring, you know, makes a lot more sense, you know. But I don't know.
Cinnamon rolls. That's
I
what
guess
someone
there's no
just
way
said.
for regular people to measure the redshift. Well, I mean, you know, I mean, there might be a way to measure the redshift, you know. I
Well,
mean,
they do measure the redshift, don't they? That's kind of
to
what they
a point,
use to decide how far something is moving away by the shift in light.
yeah,
Well,
you know, I'm sometimes I think that fucking the redshift kind of shows that it may shift again to like ultraviolet or to a fucking a form of light that we simply don't see. So it looks to us like there's nothing else out there, but there could be entire fucking star systems and everything that we simply don't see because of the fucking you know, the equipment we're using, the spectrum that we're viewing it through, you know. I mean, how many different, you know, fucking spectrums are there on the fucking, you know, on the color spectrum? It was like a couple 100,000 wavelengths or something, you know. It's
yeah,
something
it's
ridiculous.
crazy. See,
And
a
it's
lot of people would say that the whole light spectrum thing explains some of the weird stuff that can happen. You know, when you get something appearing from nowhere. Is it just that it's allowed itself to be visible in our kind of light
right.
and crap like that? You know what I mean? When I say crap, I'm not putting it down. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
no,
you know,
exactly.
crazy stuff like that, you know. And again, when I say crazy, I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's a wild way of thinking.
Exactly. Yeah, like Smooth is saying, visible light is only a small part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's only like a very small part of it. So, I mean, there are tons of other parts where, you know, if we had the ability to view it or whatever, or to register it, you know, we might see something else, you know. I mean, you know, I'd love the universe to be shaped like an old school arcade game. So when you walk out on one side, you pop in on the other side.
That's funny.
Well, it seems like when you have like the curves of quickest descent and shit like that, where you know, like you know, everything comes to fucking a curve, you know, for you to fucking be able to do shit like uh oh fuck, I don't know, fucking everything like rockets coming into land and shit like that. You know, um when you fucking okay, like when you throw a fucking football, spiraling a football makes it fucking fly better than just a, you know, a straight fucking football. You know, it's something about this fucking this twisting and moving, you know, this fucking this motion of fucking going, you know, like a spiral and continuing out like a kind of like a spring seems more like what the universe consists of than uh spheres, you know, which it seems uh the sphere seems like the fucking like the collapse of the spring, you know. Like is what happens then, you know. Meaning a real football will make it curve. Right, you know. But that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like there's something to this spinning, this spiral of fucking, you know, and the um uh you know, like the fucking curvature of fucking space time, and you know, it's like fucking it's like the reason you go faster, like we know for our math and shit today, like you go faster when you fucking curve, you know, the curves of quickest descent, and you know, that's fucking true, all right. However, like if the universe is fucking a spiral already, then maybe it makes kind of sense. Like, well, the reason you go so fast when you're fucking curving is because the universe is curved. So technically, when you're curving, you're actually going straight for once. So that's why it's so much faster, because you're actually going with the fucking curve of the universe. So for at that instant, you're not actually curving, you're actually going straight for once. It's just your perception of it, like it's like it's kind of hard to perceive it as another, dimension, but what I'm saying. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys. I don't know. But hey, what up, Zebrax? I think there's a Euro guy making a soccer joke. What up, Terminator? Torsion, yeah, like a fucking a torsion field or whatever, or a toroidal force or whatever, like same thing, What up, Mark? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, but I mean, the top end of the spectrum is gamma rays. That's about as far as we can see. Exactly, So I mean, like, but that's just as far. But there's like a ton of shit that we might be able to see that we just don't have the equipment for. But I think my spring universe makes sense, dude. In fact, it wasn't even like a big bang. Okay, it was like it sprang into existence. Like this universe literally like sprang into existence. Andres Rodriguez, I seen a black triangle hovering really low, really slow, pitch black as the sky, huge light on each corner. It covered the sky above me. The stars vanished behind its outline. Whoa, no shit, Andres. Where was that at? I seen a flying triangle too. I've seen a fucking triangle and a fucking flying delta. And I've heard a number of people talk about flying triangles with fucking lights on the fucking corners, like on the ends of them and shit. Yes, smooth. I'm saying it was a big boing instead of a big bang. That's fucking exactly well put. I couldn't have come up with a better one myself, okay? It was a big boing, not a big bang. It was a boing, and it sprang. It helps explain a lot more things. It seems far-fetched until you realize when you fucking collide particles together, the subatomic particles, the quarks, the tiniest pieces of fucking of existence that our universe is made out of are little tiny springs, So I don't know. Makes sense to me. I have to fucking look into it more, Las Vegas, Nevada. Where at in Las Vegas? I lived in Las Vegas 3 different times, man. Fucking, so I know it all, dude. Sucks. Fuck Vegas. Vegas is great to visit, okay? But you can't live there, all right? Because, literally, they're when they say Sin City, motherfucker, the drug dealers have business cards there, dude. All right. If you have any kind of vice, dude, you are done. Do not go to Las Vegas, dude. Fuck no, dude. Yeah, I lived there 3 times, and every time I lived there, I was like, why the fuck did I come back here, dude? And I'm like, fuck. Every time I'm like, fuck this place, dude. It's great to visit. I love to visit there. Go there, spend a week, fucking spend a couple $1,000 and go home. Fucking fuck Vegas, dude. Zebrax lives in Vegas. Zebrax fucking lives in North Las Vegas, dude. Dude, I lived in Green Valley, dude. Fucking Wayne Newton was my neighbor. That's outside of Las Vegas, where it's by Henderson or whatever. But Wayne Newton really was my neighbor. He literally lived across the street from me. Of course, he's got a huge fucking house. So he lives across the street from everybody. Yeah, Green Valley is a nice area. Yes, it is, Rex. That's why I used to live in fucking Green Valley. That was a nice one. North Las Vegas sucks. Fremont Street. No. Fuck that, dude. Yeah, Andres, where did you see the where did you see it in Vegas? Where were you? What side of Vegas? What fucking what road were you on? Were you on fucking Charleston? Were you on fucking Flamingo? I like want to fucking like picture like, you know, like where is that? Like where'd you see it? What was it towards? You know, Sunrise Mountain, was it towards Red Rock? You know, fucking by all the homeless. Oh, so fucking Tent City and shit, dude. Um oh yeah, by all the fucking bridges and so you're up there by uh uh oh, what's that one? By the Steve Wynn, by the Steve Wynn casino. I know because I fucking lay the tile floors in their fucking bathrooms, dude. That's kind of by the fucking by the Tent City, man. All right. No shit. How big was it, man? Behind Jerry's Nugget. Okay, yeah, I know you're talking about. All right. Yeah, Jerry's Nugget. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my
Yeah,
kid.
see, I always remembered Alex talking about one of his sightings where he said, and it was round about the time of the Phoenix Lights, which I think a couple of different things went on there. But Alex talked about um, seeing a black, pitch black, triangular object just moving over the city.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it was huge.
You know, and that's the thing. In like California, that's where our friend Alex was at. You know, which has the most UFO reports. All right, that's the number one state for UFO reports. Um, uh, and then in Nevada, Las Vegas, obviously, has a ton of UFO reports. Um, but you know, like in Vegas is weird, man. There are so many UFO sightings that happen in Vegas never get reported, you know, and there's so much shit that happens in Vegas and with the skies that you're just like, you know what? Okay, literally, dude. When you see a UFO flying and you're fucking, you know, drinking a fucking Long Island iced tea with a hooker and a slot machine, the UFO's not really a big deal. You know, you're just like, yeah, okay. You know, like fucking, you know, like it's just one more thing, you know, like in Vegas, you know, like literally, you know, so I don't know. But that's you know, like I mean, I saw all kinds of crazy shit in fucking Vegas, you know. I saw even more crazy shit happen in Pahrump, which is like 60 miles outside of Las Vegas. Seen crazy shit happen on top of Mount Charleston, fucking Red Rock, Blue Diamond, you know, all kinds of crazy shit, man. For a story for a lot of people who don't know this, motherfucker, I fucking, when I was 12 years old, I was with my best friend Corey and his mom and his brothers. We were coming from Vegas to Pahrump at like fucking like 9 o'clock at night, which is like 60-mile drive. And our fucking car broke down. And there's literally nothing but the desert for fucking 60 miles. Like fucking there's nothing. And we're like, well, fuck, dude. Car pulls over and picks us up. He's like, yeah, I live in Pahrump. You know, I could take you back that way or take you back to Vegas. We're like, well, we can go to Pahrump because we live there, or Vegas, whatever's easiest. He's like, let's go to Pahrump, which was still like 50 miles away or whatever. And we're driving, and he tells us, he's like, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. I have a radio show, blah blah blah, coast to coast, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know. Not that he's telling us all shit, talking about UFOs and stuff. Tells us his UFO sighting, you know. And I'm like, yeah, Art Bell, and I'm like, man, you know, because I mean, I heard of radio DJs, but I'd never heard of this guy. I was like, I didn't believe him, you know. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, dude, you know. And then we found out later that fucking night we heard him on the radio, you know, and he was broadcasting. He was talking about how he picked up a family that was fucking stuck on the side of the road and shit. We're like, oh my god, that was us, you know, blah blah blah. Like it was fucking nuts. It was Art Bell, dude. Couldn't fucking believe it. He picked us up, man. You know. I lived in Mesa, Arizona in the 90s. When the craft went over my neighborhood at a distance, it looked like multiple ships till it went over us, and you could tell it was one ship. Really? No shit, Don. So you saw the Phoenix Lights? No shit. So what? That's March of '97, I believe. Um,
I think there was a couple of things going on there with the Phoenix Lights.
Oh yeah, I mean there was definitely some shit going on. The thing is that like I mean, like, I can't deny all those witnesses who were sitting there like, I saw a big craft, you know? And the thing is, I can understand when you see lights in the sky, you know, you could put together like, oh, it's a giant craft. It's one craft, all right? But almost always, when you see a bunch of separate lights, you'll assume it's a separate fucking object. They're separate objects almost always. You're like, oh, it's a bunch of separate objects, you know? But all these people agree. They're like, no, it's a big fucking craft. Um, you know, like, and of like the times don't match up. Like you can listen to the witness reports and fucking, I mean, like when you listen to the witness reports and they're like, oh yeah, I saw this craft at 7:30, 8 o'clock, you know, and then you can see on the time fucking the timestamp on the video of the fucking lights that are flares that are happening at fucking 10:30, you know. So you're like, fucking these people are like literally, I mean, there's on I know what you saw documentary, how many witnesses sit there and say, oh yeah, I saw a giant craft. It was 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And then you see that tape and the timestamp saying 10:30, you're like, or 10 o'clock, whatever. It's like, obviously they're two different fucking things. The two things had nothing to do with each other, you know? Craft I saw, it's outlined, the color same as the sky. Dead Art Bell cam on my phone camera with a Robert Vanderberg. I don't know who the fuck that is. What up, Johnny Webb? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it was in Indian Springs and Tonopah in the late 80s, early 90s. He was up there making meth with a bunch of biker gangs because that's what was happening in Indian Springs and Tonopah in the late 80s and early 90s. I'm just joking. I don't know if he was making meth. I'm sure he was. Yeah, I mean, there are so many people who saw the crafts from 97 from Phoenix Lights, you know. I mean, I've seen a flying Delta. I've seen a flying Triangle and a flying Delta. So, I mean, I know those kind of crafts exist, so I assume there's something in them. An alien, maybe, you know. Yeah, I bet you there's, and that's the thing. There's probably so many UFOs over Las Vegas that you can't even see. The light pollution in Vegas is so bad that like, seeing the stars is next to impossible. With night vision, it's next to impossible. There's so much light pollution in Las Vegas. I mean, you shoot up the Luxor light, the Rio has giant green lasers that shoot out. I mean, there's so many fucking lights all over. I mean, it probably attracts UFOs like crazy, dude. There's probably tons of them. People don't even know. And then you got McCarran Airport, then you got Nellis Air Force Base, you know, so fucking, you got all this shit always flying around in the air. People probably don't even, there's probably UFOs that are just like, yeah, whatever. Probably don't even know. You know, but I don't know. I just got this. Where is this? Yeah, I just got this, and this is actually kind of cool. This whole little the Shadowhawk laser. It came in this cool little case because I broke my last laser experimenting with it. So I had to get a new one. This is a name brand. This is a Shadowhawk. I was like, oh, okay, sweet. It's a name brand. It's gonna be awesome. This is awesome. There's one fucking problem with it. This laser fucking does not work at low temperatures. Okay, if it's even slight chill, all right, it fucking doesn't work, dude. Like I have to put this laser in front of a heater and get it fucking hot, and then it will beam a fucking bright, you know, green laser like I'm used to. But unless it's fucking up to temperature, this laser is a piece of shit, dude, and it sucks. And I was like, that's so cool. They sent it in this cool little fucking case with the styrofoam and shit. I was like, that's awesome. That's fucking no, it's because the motherfucker, you know, they have to keep it fucking warm. They're like, shit, if they just sent it in a fucking thing, it's like probably won't even work. Motherfucker, that they need this insulation, dude. This bitch won't fucking work from the cold, dude. God damn,
Isn't
dude.
that a isn't that a battery issue rather than a laser issue?
Nope. It's the fucking mechanics in itself, dude. Because if you have a cold device, I could have a battery fucking freshly charged, hot, put it in. It won't. It's just like a little dot. It's like the whole laser itself, a diode and everything has to be heated up for some fucking reason, dude.
Wow.
I don't know, but yeah, it works pretty good. I haven't been able to burn anything with it, but also the temperature sucks. So you know, what kind of experiment were you doing? Well, let's see. As you can see, here is actually my fucking diode from my other laser from this laser right here, and I was experimenting. Oh, hang on. Hey, can you take over for a minute? I gotta go check on my kids real quick. You take over for a second, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making sure my kids are okay. What happened, buddy? You okay?
Okay, so we've got some chaos going on at Kyle's end there. See, myself, I would have thought that if your laser wasn't working properly, it could possibly be a battery issue because when batteries get cold, they don't work as well as when a battery is warm and good to go. But then again, I've never had one of these high power lasers. If anybody would like to send me one, that is fine. I would love to try it out for myself. Um, but
Try
yeah,
what out for yourself.
uh, a high
Don't send them.
power laser. We're not
Okay.
allowed high power lasers over here. You know, you try and send one of those things through the post, and like we're getting
Oh,
arrested.
ow, fuck you. I'll send you one, dude. I had a little adapter for a 9 volt that I hooked up with some roach clips.
Yeah,
Uh, and I was attempting to power up the green diode, but 9 volts was too much, and and fried it out. So got burnt out. Had to get a new one. Kind of sucked. You know, uh,
but
yeah, but
yeah, when you increase the voltage, you also need to sort out the little board that sends the current through, because those diodes do die out quickly.
um, Alan Carlson is bringing up an excellent point, saying if you're not already working on a Richard Dolan impersonation, you should be. I don't know how Alan got that information, but that is 100% correct. I actually am working on an impersonation of Richard Dolan. It's kind of difficult because uh, there's the Dolan that I like, and then there's like the Dolan that everybody else knows, and so it's kind of hard for me to pick which Dolan I want to do. Um, there was a time where Dolan had fucking this long, luxurious, waving silver fox gray hair. Okay. He looked
Looked
so
like a god.
he looked so fucking sophisticated, and he was like, and in the way he would talk, and the way he would move and stuff, I was like, God, I don't know what it is about this dude, but he looks like an uppity prick who's smarter than me, and I don't know why. I fucking hate it, like and I loved it because I hated it so much. So that's the kind of Dolan that I really like. But then there's the regular Dolan with the short hair that everyone does, or everyone knows, which is not as funny to me, but it might be funnier to you guys. Um, uh, you know, there's another one I was working on. David Hatchett Childress from Ancient Aliens. You guys know who I'm talking about. You know, he's always like, you know, he's like, always like, he's like, um, uh, God, I was just working on. Fuck, I'm trying to remember what he would say. Fuck, it'll come to me, dude. Just the way he does his shit, dude. Um, uh, like he's always like, could the Anunnaki have made slaves for mining gold on an alien planet? Like the way he talks, like the way he does it, like, you know, it's always a fucking this intense question, you know, like I want to do David Hatchett Childress. I think that would be funny as hell, dude. Do the lasers attract UFOs? Yes, they do. Most certainly. um, I mean, I used to say, well, I think they do. I'm fucking like positive they do. My bad, you said roach clips. um, do the lasers attract UFOs? Yes. Why would they build so large with their hands? Who? I would tell you the most offensive joke of the world, but I fear YouTube retribution. Well, then don't, dude. um, DHC rocks.
If there was one piece of equipment you could have, what would you want? One piece of equipment for UFO hunting. Only one. What would you go for?
That's difficult.
I mean, would you consider like um an electromagnetic meter? Would you
Right?
be going
It's
for
that's
a
hard.
fucking Geiger counter? Would you be going for, what would you go for? Would you go for visuals? I mean, that new night vision camera that basically makes
Oh,
nighttime.
the color night vision. You know,
Oh, that is
that's
so awesome,
you know,
isn't it?
that's fucking really cool, man. I'd love to fucking have that for UFO hunting. But you gotta understand, like, okay, so okay, recording UFOs is like number 5 for me. All right, that's like fucking like I love to record UFOs. All right, don't get me wrong, that's fucking awesome to do. But seeing a UFO and having the experience, fucking, there's nothing to it. It's like there's no comparison. So recording it, it's like, you know, and it never does it justice, no matter what. It will never ever do it justice. So it's like, fucking be happy you're having the experience, the sighting, you know, the sighting. That's how I always feel. Like I'm like, every sighting that I've ever had has been for me, you know, it's never been for fucking anybody. So I'm like, it don't matter about you know, if I film it or not. Like, you know, there's times where I'm like, oh, fucking fuck the camera, I just need to look because this is so fucking amazing, you know. um isn't a smartphone tool number one? No, not really. I mean, it's a great fucking tool for it, you know, but I mean, I hardly ever use my smartphone for UFO hunting as opposed for using apps to fucking cancel out UFOs or, you know, sightings or stuff. Um, you know, I hardly ever used it to record with or anything. Um, it would be a hard choice between night vision or lasers, you know. Yep, P900 is awesome for a camera. The fucking new P1000's coming out, dude. That's gonna be fucking insane. Uh,
But would you go for a camera? Or would you go for something else?
Probably
You know,
something else.
to actually prove what you can see, would you go for a camera? Because at the end of the day, if you've got,
Yeah.
even if you got the likes of a Nikon and you take some really cool photos, unless we can see a little grey guy in the spaceship waving, the chances are we're going to be like, it's a balloon.
No, no,
It's
no, no, no. See, this is the problem. This is the problem we have. If you had a picture of a UFO with a little gray guy waving at you, that's when everyone would be like, no. Isn't that fucked up, you guys? Isn't that fucked up? That's the world we've put ourselves in when we fucking let bullshit run rampant. That's the world we put ourselves in. Is when we just let ourselves fucking let our imagination run and let the fucking floodgates open. That's what happens. All right. Look at this is an example I love to give to people. All right. There's a movie came a long time called Independence Day. Will Smith. Everyone knows it, right? In Independence Day, they're at Area 51 and they're looking for pilots because all their pilots are dead. So they're looking for pilots. And then fucking the one drunk dad or whatever stands up. He's like, I can fly. I'm a pilot. And they're like, oh, okay, good. And he's like, um, oh, hang on. I got to go check on my daughter. Hang on. Make sure she's okay, dude. Go. I'll tell you in a second. Go ahead. Take over for 1 minute.
okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure she's okay. Hang on.
So guys, what piece of equipment would you want? Is there something you reckon would be really cool? I mean, I'd be thinking a really cool camera, something like the Nikon. You know, I'd be thinking something like that. But realistically, if I had one of them cameras and I took a photograph of something and showed it to everybody, you're probably all gonna look at it and be like, oh no, it could be a camera flare, it could be a reflection, it could be insert whatever. So, what piece of equipment would you like? What would work for you guys?
For me, I mean, camera equipment. I don't know, night vision, color night vision, laser. We'll bring them in, but like, you know, like, even if you have the best, clearest fucking picture, it will fucking prove nothing. Oh, let me finish this point. Like I was saying about Independence Day, they're asking, what's his name, Randy Quaid, or some shit like that, whatever. They're looking for pilots. He's like, I can fly. I'm a pilot. And they're like, all right, good. He's like, also, I just like to make a point that 10 years ago, I was abducted by aliens, and I'd like my chance to get up there and, give them a little payback. And the dudes who are asking for pilots sit there, they start looking at each other. They're like, and all the other pilots are like, this guy's crazy. He's talking about getting abducted by aliens. There's literally a fucking alien mothership that has just blown up fucking New York, Washington, D.C. They're at Area 51 looking for pilots to go fight these aliens. And they're laughing at this guy for saying he got abducted by aliens. You see, this is the problem when you let fucking hoax, bullshit, fucking Nibiru, fucking fake stories of UFOs and aliens just run rampant in our community. This is what happens. It makes it so bad that even in a they literally have UFOs over their heads, and yet we're still able to laugh at this guy. How is that possible? Why aren't we laughing at ourselves for, why aren't we pointing out the fact that, look, we're laughing at him, even though we're battling aliens. We're still laughing at him. This is the disinformation. This is what happens to people in their mindset when disinformation gets put out there, whether it be from the government or from our own community. Either which way, whether they put it out or we put it out, it fucks with us until it makes all of society view us as a joke, to the point where a man tries to say, I was abducted by aliens, and he gets laughed at. Even if aliens are taking over the fucking world, he's getting laughed at. That's the problem. That's why it's so important that we do it the way we do it, and that we stand up for, the truth, man, and we look for what's actually real, not what's fucking entertaining. There's a ton of way to have entertainment. Believe me, fucking on my channel, I make jokes and have all kinds of entertainment. It has nothing to do with fucking bullshit UFO stories, which I never put out. You don't have to, you know, you can always just be legit and say what's happened, you know. And like a guy asked me to, you know, to share a video, and I did, and I called it exactly what I thought it was, a fucking drone, you know. And it's just, you know, it's just a lot of people have a hard time with that. They're like, oh well, someone sends you a video, they believe it's this, and you don't want to hurt their feelings. Fuck their feelings. Their feelings don't matter. My feelings don't matter. You know, how I feel about it is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the truth, you know, the actual truth. What's the evidence? So we can have a fucking answer, you know, something we could write in a textbook and teach our children, you know, an actual answer, not just a bunch of Anunnaki are coming here making slaves for gold on the planet Nibiru don't fucking exist anymore. You know, fucking government cover-ups and Men in Black, and you know, all kinds of scary bullshit. When you know the truth is what, you know, probably a lot simpler and a lot stranger. Yeah, you know, and that's what's most interesting about it. That's what blows my mind is people, why make up shit when the truth is so much more crazier? It's so much more fascinating.
But then, like a video or two videos ago, when you were talking about the new night vision, where you can have pitch black, and this frigging camera can just make it look like it's daytime with color and everything.
Well,
Have you
that,
seen how
that's not really
much
like, that's
those
not really
things
how.
cost?
Oh yeah, they're a shitload of money, but they're not really.
Oh my God, they're a
You can't really see it in
fortune.
black, dude. You know, it's got to have ambient light. You know, like an infrared beam won't work for the color night vision. You know, so it doesn't do any good. So if you're in a pitch black room, color night vision won't work for you. You know, only infrared works for you and thermal. You know, but I mean, like they got to have. The thing is like if this is a technology that's being released to civilians, all right, militarily,
What
they're
have they got?
yeah, like they have to have a mixture of. I bet you like their like goggles and shit probably mix infrared, all spectrum, full spectrum, thermal, and range finding. You know, they probably has a combination of all of them, all layered on top of each other. So it can tell you if, you know, a hot target, how far away it is, fucking, you know, I mean, it probably tells you fucking altitude, and you know, probably gives you fucking GPS coordinates and shit, you know. I mean, like it probably has X-ray, probably fucking see through shit, you know. What, dude?
Don't you just want one of them?
I know the new night vision is so good that it sees through time. It literally sees into the future and shit, dude. You know, it fucking predicts where you're going to be. You know, that's how good the fucking new night vision is, dude. That's how advanced it is. Yeah, predator vision. It's probably very sensitive, so it costs for the equipment. Oh yeah, exactly. You know, well, I mean, like fucking, I mean, just like when you look at like the Atfler system, okay, from uh uh the Nimitz UFO or whatever, that camera, that infrared that shit is so far advanced from anything that we see.
One and a
That
half million.
it's like fucking. I mean, you gotta understand. They probably have such crystal clear images of these UFOs. They're probably zoomed up right up to it. I mean, like fucking, you know, like their cameras don't run on like you know 4K or 8K. They're like fucking like 126,000K or whatever. They're literally, they have cameras that are literally billion pixel cameras. So it's like fucking, you know, they're on a whole different level of being able to zoom in and different clarity and shit, man. Um, what, 10 years old? Exactly. Yeah, but that Atfler system is what, 10 years old now? It's fucking like 15 years old. You know, it's fucking, and that's old. And exactly. And that's even more advanced than anything that you would see in the fucking civilian domain, you know, and that's like 15 years old, dude. You know, and that's the problem. They can't release fucking the UFO videos because the shit that they capture it on is all classified. You know, the equipment they use is fucking classified. Bruce sees all is doing with a 14-inch telescope on the moon. Oh yeah, me too. I like that. Bruce sees all, and a lot of times it's really Bruce fucking sees birds, you know, and Bruce sees bats and shit like that. But you know, I mean, it's, you know, he's gotten some cool stuff, man. I just like the fucking whole astronomy part of it. You know, there's a lot of other shit you could focus on, but I do like seeing the moon and shit like that. But the thing is like clearly people have little understanding of one fucking you know, atmospheric aberrations and chromatic aberrations and shit that happens through scopes, through atmospheres when you're viewing the moon, and then having to deal with video compression and everything on top of it. You know, what you're seeing is not what's actually fucking there, and it's so fucking, it's so it can be really confusing, you know, because people are sitting there looking, they're like, oh look, there's a fucking giant floating tower on the moon. What's a fucking, it's like a Fata Morgana fucking optical illusion and shit. So you gotta be real careful with that shit. But that's not to say anything bad about his channel, which I'm a fan of. What I subscribe to. I like watching his shit, you know. So I mean, it's not the most entertaining channel, but what are you gonna do? I got a Starlight camera, which is low light but not FLIR. Now FLIR, I believe, is supposed to be the forward looking infrared is supposed to be thermal, you know. So fucking FLIR sucks anyway. I wouldn't ever use FLIR for UFO hunting, you know. You can't see the sky with FLIR, you know. Low light you can. You see the stars and all that shit, which is good. FLIR stuff is getting cheaper all the time. Yes, it is too, man. You know, I bet you like the government has some really cool ways of detecting and tracking UFOs. Oh, you can see the sky with FLIR. I can't. Like a thermal camera, I've looked through a million times, dude. I've seen it myself and looked through and used it. Thermal cameras can't see the stars. It's literally black up in the sky, you know. And even in the daylight, the sky looks fucking weird, you know. Clouds look like everything looks really fucking weird, man. The Halier documentary yet? God, no. You know, that dude literally fucking just believes the shit that he sees on YouTube. Hey guys, Kyle fixing to watch a new movie on Netflix. 10. I guess the Earth is inhabitable, so everybody is going to the moon of Jupiter. Looks like a pretty good movie. Uses a Fuji Fine Pixel S. Fuji Fine Pixel S. What film? I didn't know they made film for cameras anymore. I'm like, a phone cord. God, dude, I haven't seen a phone. That's like a phone booth. What the? They still make film for cameras? Apparently, I don't know. I guess they, you know, yeah, I remember film for cameras back when I was playing Street Fighter 2 and flipping pogs and drinking crystal clear Pepsi. Yep.
Maybe real film is like a thing.
It's like nostalgic, dude. You know, like you can only get it in museums now, dude. You know. If he believes everything he sees, it should be some hot shaft. Dude, dude, seriously, man. If fucking, I don't know about what his documentary is, but I just know like he's sitting there talking shit about how he's like, oh yeah, the tall whites, and I'm like, what, dude? This fucking idiot, guys. He fucking heard a story on the internet that this, well, whatever his fucking name is, I forget, Hall something, came out and said and about the tall whites at fucking Dogbone Lake in Nevada, and guy's full of shit, you know. Brucey's all got nice UFO videos of on moon with shadow of the UFO. So most likely not. A lot of times, and I've seen some of his videos, and a lot of people have videos of this, where it will look like an object is flying across the moon, and it will appear that there's a shadow of the object on the moon. All right. Flying across. All right. Almost always, what this is two objects, like two birds, one closer to the camera or to the telescope than the other one, and both being black. One gives the impression of a shadow underneath, and that's usually what you see. You got to understand something. For an object to be casting a shadow onto the fucking moon, the same size as itself. All right. One
It
doesn't.
has to be fucking close.
Yes, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that don't make fucking sense. One, the shadow would not be cast from the atmosphere. All right. I mean, listen, there are no shadows of the ISS. All right. The shadow would not make it to the planet. So the same thing with the moon. The shadow would not make it. The light or the darkness would diffuse because of the light. The photons would eventually break into where the shadow was and
Yep.
fill it all in from that far away. So it's like the shadow's not even going to be. It's not even going to be there. I mean, even make it. You know how close you would have to be to the ground. On the moon. And in that case, if you're that fucking close to the moon, you know how big this fucking craft is that you're seeing it like fly over the moon, like no, dude, it's like fucking, yeah, oh yeah, that fucking, there's a UFO the size of Texas flying across the moon right now. Like, no, it's not it, so. But anyway, all right, you guys. Well, I've been on here for a while, so I'm gonna get off here. But I want to thank everyone for coming and joining me and QVid. Thank you for coming on here and hosting it with me and talking up some bullshit and all this other good stuff. And I will have a new video hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow. All right. But go support me on my Patreon, fucking PayPal. Go buy some of my shit. Give me a thumbs up. All that good stuff. What up, Gunther? Sorry, buddy, you just missed it. Yo, call us. Oh, hey, what up, Third Phase? Yes, I am ready to give you a. Oh yeah, keep that. Never mind. Anyway, I'll call you guys. All right. But yeah, make sure you guys do all that shit. Go like, fucking subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. All right. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. UFO proof out. All right, later, you guys.